John Williams, did you know he actually wasn't the original composer slated to score Home Alone? There was another composer. His name was...
No kidding.
Yeah, his name was Bruce Broughton. He has scored films such as The Rescuers Down Under, Homeward Bound, which I actually really like the score for that film.
An incredible journey.
He also scored Young Sherlock Holmes, which was written by Chris Columbus, produced by Amblin and Steven Spielberg.
Holy cow.
Yep.
So what happened to Broughton?
Bruce Broughton was brought on to Home Alone, and one of two things happened. He either got too busy with the score for Rescuers Down Under, which was coming out around the same time. That project ended up taking a little longer than it was supposed to. Or he composed a score for Home Alone that wasn't to the liking of Chris Columbus, and Chris had to move on. There were creative differences. I can't get confirmation on either. I've heard both stories.
Right.
And this happened really late in the game. And actually, composing happens late in the game altogether.
It must.
Yeah.
Right?
The film has to be cut together. They have to be able to time the music to what's up on screen. And so Chris Columbus, just as a joke, when they were scrambling to find a new composer for this film, thought, hey, let's try to get John Williams to score it for us.
Famous John Williams.
And then he kept lingering on that thought. And he's like, maybe I could get, like, what would it hurt to ask? And so that ended up happening. Fox Studios got in touch with John Williams, and despite the low budget that Home Alone had comparatively, John Williams watched the film and was enchanted with it. He loved it. And he said, yep, I've got plenty that I can add to this. And that's how John Williams came on board. And this was in October of 1990, a month and a half before the movie was released.
Wow.
Yep.
Right down to the wire.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they know when this thing's hitting the theaters. It's a Christmas movie.
Yep. Some people actually wonder, when they think of John Williams, you do think of epic films like what Steven Spielberg makes or what George Lucas makes.
You wouldn't think on paper before this movie comes out that a family Christmas film is gonna be a John Williams score.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a natural fit for him, but when you hear him talk about it, he doesn't so much care about that, especially by 1990, after he had already become a god as far as film scores were concerned. At this point, he can just pick and choose which projects he wants. He doesn't have to worry about how much he's getting paid for it. Really, all he cares about is, do I connect with the material and can I add something to this? And when he watched Home Alone, that's exactly how he felt. Another thing that drew him to the project is that he'd never done Christmas music before. He'd never done a Christmas movie. And he loved the idea of adding something to this ritual of Christmas music being something that you hear every year.
He blends traditional Christmas carols and themes into the music as well, while bringing something new and more contemporary to it. And that's, I think, where you really see the master at work. You're seeing that he is pulling inspiration, like you said, from hundreds of years of tradition. And he is adding to the repertoire of the Christmas tradition his own touch, but he's not building it from scratch. He's not starting from zero. One specific thing about the John Williams score for me is this song we will all know, Somewhere in My Memory. And I have never known John Williams to compose songs with lyrics. And so what's up with that? Did he write the lyrics to Somewhere in My Memory?
He did not. He wrote the music to Somewhere in My Memory. The other song, lesser known, is called Star of Bethlehem, which was also written by John Williams. And there's lyrics for that as well. Both songs, the lyrics were written by a man called Leslie Bricusse. And if you haven't heard that name, he's done the music for several musicals. The two biggest that I know of are Dr. Dolittle. That's the one with Rex Harrison. From back in the day.
Yeah, the good one.
Yeah. And Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. All of those songs in Willy Wonka, they're written by the guy who wrote Somewhere in My Memory.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somewhere in My Memory, that's sort of the heart of the film. Anytime John Williams is trying to make you feel something for the McAllisters, anytime Kevin's learning a lesson about, how much he misses his family, it's Somewhere in My Memory that plays.
Yeah, that's the emotional core of the whole movie.
Yeah, when Kate and Kevin reunite at the end of the film, that's when it hits its loudest.
It's really the emotional anchor. It represents is Kevin's longing for his family after Kevin turns the corner, right? And grows. That's really...
I think it hits its peak, actually, when Old Man Marley is reunited with his family. So it's not even just about the McAllisters being
that
united.
Central theme of family connection.
Yes.
And that ties into Christmas, and it all sort of loops back in on itself. So that one is really, really potent throughout the whole movie.